Hey Renee, I'm back. And as you can see, this is my May TBR. So the beginning of May is still part of Eurovisionathon. It ends at the 15th of May. So the beginning of May will be kind of impacted by that. So yeah, I have some audiobooks. I have some library books that I want to get to from that. So I have Udødelighetens historie, the history of immortality, which I believe could probably like be about a lot of different places. I'm thinking it's kind of all about like the search for immortality, religion, zombies, antioxidants, all that too. And then we have Folk flest er gode by Rutger Bergman. This is a book all about people and the psychology of people, and if like deep inside, like, are humans nice, are we not nice? And yeah, I mean mostly we are nice, and yeah, it's a bit of a chunker, but I have it like a month more, so I want to get to it. Then we also have Skrina by H.K. Forstner. This is, as I mentioned before, a Sherlock Holmes remix, kind of like based around him, like based around the time he went to Norway. I have already read for Norway, but I suppose maybe like if this mentions Iceland or somewhere else, I could probably use it for that. I don't really know at this point in time like which countries it includes. Probably at least Norway and England. I have both of those, but yeah. Then we have Norges konger på 200 sider. So yeah, Norwegian kings, 200 pages. So yeah, shouldn't be that difficult to get through. I have it for one more month, so yeah. And then we have Reis, verden er ikke så farlig som du tror. So yeah, it's about a guy who's traveled all around the world. So you can have, I can use it for Eurovisionathon. Probably some interesting, some good places to use here. Oh yeah. And then we have Eurovision by Chris Best. Yeah, I feel like maybe I'll read this the week of Eurovision because it's all about like the winners and kind of it's 2 pages for every year and stuff, and yeah. And then we also have Word by Word, which I already kind of plan to read already. I haven't read it yet, but I do quite want to read it. Heard lots of good things about it. Also, not a big book. It's a non-fiction book about dictionaries, and I love language, so thinking this one will be a good one for that, really. Yeah, language. I mean, languages could. I mean, you have a lot of different languages in it, anyway, because you talk about how the language the word was made. So you mentioned a lot of places. So yeah, could also be used for Eurovisionathon. And then we have Hannah Gatsby's 10 Steps to Nanette. She's from Australia, so this will be from Australia for Eurovisionathon. It's a bit of a chunky book, but yeah. And then we have. So I got some new books recently. I think I'll use one of these because I feel like it can probably talk about a lot of different places. This isn't big, but still, stick a flag on it. 1,000 Bizarre Years of British History. The British has been around the whole world, and they have colonized a lot of places and whatnot, wars and stuff. So yeah, it is big. It is very big. So I'm not sure if I'll get to this. Maybe I'll get to it after Eurovision. I mean, I don't have to read all the books for Eurovision, but yeah, I do have a lot of options there though. Then we also have. Give me a moment. Where do you there? Then we also have the ultimate book of heroic failures, which I believe probably includes a lot of places, and this is a lot thinner than the other book there. So yeah, a funny read to check out. And then we have Somewhere in the Crowd, which came out last week. Completely fresh book. New book. Uh, 4 people, 12 years, one Eurovision by Katrina Logan. So this is a fiction story based around Eurovision. And I believe it's probably, I mean, you can see from the cover, probably some romance in there, probably some friendships and whatnot. And yeah, excited to read this book one. And then we have some non-Eurovision books for after Eurovision. So we have A Lady's Formula for Love, which came out last year, 2 years ago, last year. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. It's a STEM historical romance book, and yeah. And then we have Sacre Bleu, which I suppose, yeah, I might use this for Eurovision Fun because it's based around France, but still, yeah, maybe not. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's by Christopher Moore, who's a very funny author. I read some of his books a few years ago and haven't read them in a while because so many books, so many authors, so little time. But yeah. And then we have A Wizard's Guide to Fake Dating. So, sorry, to defensive game baking. I wanted to read this in April, haven't, and I still want to read it, so maybe I'll pick it up in May. Then we have Reverie by Ryan Lasala. It's a multiverse story, which, yeah, quite excites me. And yeah. And then we have Wake Unto Me, which would be actually a reread. But really like last in 2014, I want to say. I read a long time ago. But I do remember quite enjoying it. I think it's kind of like a cheesy story, but still. And yeah. And then we have Kill the Boy Band, which also would be a reread. I remember it being very good. I read it in 2017. And yeah. And then we have We Could Be Heroes by Mike Chan. So this has been described as like it's the Thor of Ragnarok in book form, which I love that movie. So yeah, and that's kind of that really. I suppose it might look like a bit short because it's just a 7 minutes long it's video, but yeah, quite a lot of books. So yeah, do you have any fun plans to read this May? Do you have any books you're looking forward to in May? Have you read any of these books? If you have, talk to me below. And I hope you have a nice whatever when you're watching this. And I'll see you soon. Bye.